Hi everybody, I'm Joe.
And I'm Mary.
And we're Book Buds.
And today we're doing the Christmas music tag.
Jingle bells.
Yay!
Yay!
This tag was created in collaboration by Beyond Books and the Uncommon Reader, and we were tagged by Uncommon Reader. So thanks for tagging us. And we're going to jump in.
All right, you ready? I'm going to read the question.
Okay.
Okay, number one. Joy to the World. A book that brings you so much joy you wish the whole world would read.
Okay, so I had numerous answers that Joe's like, no, you say that one too much. So I'm going to go with one that's a romance. So it's not for the whole world, just for people that like romance novels. I really enjoyed Great and Precious Things by Rebecca Yarros. I read it like towards the beginning of the year. And just in general, I've enjoyed Rebecca Yarros. Like I first met her with Fourth Wing, which was awesome. But then I was like, all right, I got to read her stuff that was before her fantasy writing. Mm-hmm. So this particular book, I think it was like there was a distance in the relationship from when they had known each other when they were younger. He went off to serve in the military, came back, and there was like a cave spelunking thing going on. I know I talked about it in our Rebecca Yarros full video that we did one time.
Yeah.
But it was just great. It was like wintry also. I think there was like a snowstorm where they were stuck in a cabin. So it was a great romance novel. I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love your hat.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's adorable.
Do you love your hat?
I do like my hat.
I made both hats.
She made them both because she's so talented.
Yes.
Did you knit our sweaters as well?
I did not. I'll do that for next week.
Yeah. You could probably whip them right up.
No.
All right, so mine is The Land of Oz, or actually the title is The Marvelous Land of Oz by L. Frank Baum. Mm-hmm. It's book 2 in the series. A lot of people just ignore this one and just don't even know that there are 13 other ones plus. So I really think that it's an awesome book. I'm not going to say it's better than the first one because the first one is like classic. It's an intro, but it's like it doesn't have Dorothy. It doesn't have all those same characters. It has all new characters, and it really kind of gets into like almost like the history of Oz, and now we're getting into like the ruler of Oz, and she's disguised and stolen and taken away, and this witch Mombi, a new witch named Mombi, she's fun. We got Jack Pumpkinhead, we got a powder of life that brings inanimate objects to life. There's just a lot going on in the book. It's so cool, it's so fun, and I think we need to expand our Oz horizons, especially with our new Wicked movie coming out. Come on.
That's true. Yeah.
Get into it.
Good to read past the first book, guys.
Yes. Okay, number 2. Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. I can't wait for snow. A book that takes place in a snowy, cold environment.
Okay, so typically I don't like to read something that's snowy and cold. That's one of my like aversions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How come?
Because when I was younger, there was like that one, I wish I could remember what it was called right now. Maybe it was called like To Light a Fire or something like that, where he goes off hiking in the woods all by himself with like, I think his dog or something. And he keeps trying to light a fire and his fingers are getting more and more numb. And his beard is getting brittle and frozen, and he's like, you're slowly creeping into frostbite. And then he kills like his dog, I think, cuts open his stomach to put his hands inside to like defrost his hands. It traumatized. I read it in middle school. It was awful. So I think because of that,
it's pretty resourceful though.
I don't
using
like
that dog.
To read about
the innards.
No.
Got it.
So the one that I did read that was okay, but it was very cold. was Starry Night. I read it last year during Christmas reading time. It was by Debbie Maycomer, and it was taking place in Alaska. And it was like a lot of snow. They were snowbound, like couldn't fly in because of how snowy it was and everything. So once they got there, they were really like trapped. And this girl was going out to get an interview with an author who was like totally isolative and didn't want to talk to anybody, but her job was she had to score the interview, And I don't think that he knew why she was there. Like there was some lying and manipulation, but of course it was a romance, so they fell in love and all that. And it was a holiday themed read, but lots of snow.
Lots of snow.
What do you have for that one?
All right, so I have Misery by Stephen King. I just read this book, and what happens is Paul Sheldon, the famous author, crashes his car into a snowbank, and his number one fan rescues him and takes him back to her house and decides to nurse him back to health. But she's crazy, so a lot of things happen. But this snowstorm just took over the town, and he's waiting for the cops. He's like, the cops should be coming. They must be looking for me by now. But the snow has covered the car completely. Yeah. And the car is buried, and nobody can get through the roads. So he's basically stuck in this house with this psychotic woman.
Yeah, see, snow is very stressful in a book.
Snow is very stressful. You're right, it is often stressful. Hey, ready for number 3?
Yep.
All right. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. A book with a mean character or one that you just didn't like.
Okay, so Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa...
Nasher Doust.
That's it. It was a great book. The two girls were one was like a princess, and the other, I'm not remembering if they were both royalty in some way, but one was made with a heart made out of glass, and the other girl was completely made out of snow. I think that's how it went. But the man that made these magical things in them, he was not a nice guy. So he's not like a central character throughout the story because, you know, he did his magical thing for one of the girls and then she went to live in the kingdom. So he wasn't like there in her life and whatnot, but he raised the other daughter. And it just to like the thought of somebody like, you know, him raising a child, not cool. I just didn't like him. Not a likable guy.
Okay.
Yeah, but a great, interesting story. I was surprised by it. It was very different, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a book that I read recently, Ordinary Grace. Now, I apologize in advance. I usually write the author down, but I didn't write the author down. And it's three names. I feel like it's like William something Kent. And then in my head, I'm like, is it William Clark Kent? I'm like, it's probably not Clark. It's definitely not Clark, but it's just because...
I any of those right.
Right, is it Kent even? Okay, so in this book, this was a great book. I absolutely loved this book. It centers around like two kids, like younger, like teenagers. And he's getting bullied by this adult, like this young adult. I think he's like 20-something, really like immature, stupid stuff. But he does get even. He's a kid, and he actually like beats him up. It's so funny. Like, but it's like not like an overpowering type of thing. It's like a stupid thing, like he like trips him and you know. But he does get the last laugh.
Okay.
He's a jerk, this guy.
I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah,
Stupidity.
I don't like this guy. Adults should not pick on kids.
No!
Don't do it, guys.
Get a life, bro. All right, number 4. Santa Claus is coming to town.
You're enjoying this.
I'm a singer now. A book releasing soon you can't wait to read.
Onyx Storm. This is the fourth Wing book. It's the third one coming out. It's coming out in January. Rebecca Yarros. I'm very excited. So when I read Fourth Wing, I was like, oh, I don't want to read the next one because I hate waiting for the next book to come out and the next. But then like there was a lot of peer pressure and I gave it and read the second one. So now I'm one of those people that's like waiting for the third one to come.
I feel like it went fast though, no? Not for you.
No, it was like a whole year. It was a long time. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to that.
Okay.
Fourth Wing's about like they're dragon riders and they have to bond with like a particular dragon. It's like an academy type setting, kind of has like a divergent feel to me. And the romance scenes in these books were quite steamy because Rebecca Yarros can get pretty steamy, so that was fun. So yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes. There's been some plot twists, the way that she's pitting characters against each other and all that. Really interested to see where it goes.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so Gregory Maguire is really capitalizing on this Wicked movie release because he's writing a new Wicked book, and it's called Elfie, A Wicked Childhood. It's coming out in March, and it is about, you know, a coming-of-age story following her early childhood into adult when we meet her in the book Wicked. And I can't wait to read about her childhood and how she actually, like, forms and grows into this awesome character that we all love.
That's
so excited
exciting.
About that. Yeah.
People are going to go crazy.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yep. All right, next up. Number 5. 12 days of Christmas, my true love said to me. Said. I don't even know the words. A book of short stories.
Okay, so mine is this book right here. Zombies versus Unicorns. I don't like have too many books of short stories, I have to say. So like this was just the first one that came to my mind. It was a Holly Black put together anthology, her and another woman, I don't remember her name, but they were like having this debate of which is creepier, zombies or unicorns. And so Holly thinks that zombies are particularly creepy, and the other lady thinks that unicorns are particularly creepy. And so they have like their own little battle about it before each short story begins, and then like afterwards they'll, you know, chit chat about it. So they don't actually write any of the stories that are in here, but you know, it's peculiar, really peculiar. So if you're looking for something unusual to read, like there's some very strange things about like, you wouldn't think strange stories about unicorns exist, right? But like, there's one where
here they are.
This princess, she's found defiled in the woods, and this man comes upon her and he's like covering her up as the guards approach, and so they arrest him thinking that he's done something to the princess, and she's like, no man has touched me. So she slept with a unicorn.
Yeah. Was his name Gary?
No. That's TJ Clune's unicorn. So it was just really peculiar, and then a baby was born. So if you want to find out what a human and unicorn baby might look like, you check this out.
Oh, God. That's hilarious. Leave it to Holly Black. So my pick is from our very own friend, Gareth Howell's Book, Songs, and Other Magic.
Yeah.
He writes books, apparently. He's an author.
Apparently.
He's very talented. I wish I had this to show you. I think I left it at home, but it's his collection of short stories, 10 Tales of Transformation. And I'm slowly reading it, but I have to say that Ethel, whatever happened to Ethel Pinchworthy, is one of the stories in there, and that is a standout. It is hilarious. Like, she gets abducted by aliens one day, and it is so funny. And I was like, this is definitely Gareth's humor. Like, he's hilarious because when you talk to him, like, that's all he does is crack jokes and have all these puns and whatever. And he puts all of his humor into his stories. So I'm really excited to get through this book, support our friend, and it's awesome.
Cool.
Okay, number 6, The Little Drummer Boy. Pa-dum-pum-pum-pum. Okay. A book that brings back childhood memories.
Okay, so I was struggling to come up with an answer for this, but then I was thinking Mary Higgins Clark. When I was reading her, I went through like a little thing of reading like a bunch of her books. I felt like I was revisiting my Nancy Drew days. You know, it's like Nancy Drew made into adult format as the Mary Higgins Clark book. So that was kind of fun because I don't think I would ever go and pick up a million Nancy Drews and read them all again.
Yeah.
But, you know, you get the same kind of vibe, and it kind of makes you feel like that youthful reader that you were reading those Nancy Drew books all along, you know?
That's very true. I'm reading a Mary Higgins Clark book now, and I'm totally with you on that.
Okay.
Like, I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fun.
I like that.
How about you?
So I went with the popular one. Goosebumps and Fear Street by R.L. Stine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's all over BookTube. Like, everybody talks about Goosebumps and Fear Street. And I watch these videos, and it really just brings me back to being a young reader and going into the bookstore in the mall with my mom and just rushing to that section to see, like, which one has come out. Let's see the new covers. Because the Goosebumps covers, they were, like, so exciting because they're so cool. And it's like, ooh, what's it going to be this time? And then you get a little older and you move on to Fear Street, and it's like high school kids, you know, killing each other or whatever. And some of those were scary. So yeah, I love scary stuff. So just thinking about those times and how it has shaped me into a reader I am today.
You love reading thrillers, so it just paved you up to this point. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
So funny.
Okay, number 7. Deck the halls with
Boughs of Holly.
Fa la 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 la. You look very amused. Okay, a book that has a party scene or takes place over a holiday.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about this book right here, Talk Santa to Me. It was my favorite Christmas read that I found last year, and it's a teen book, okay? But I was looking for something that had like just lots of Christmas cheer and detail and like the whole thing, you know? And that was in here. It was amazing. So they have, the main character's name is Francie, I think, and she was born in a stable. And her family owns a Christmas shop, and her aunt is like ruining the Christmas shop, and she's trying to like fix things, and her aunt's making her try all the new uniforms, so she's wearing these ridiculous like elf costumes, different day, different costume, and she's like miserable. And she has a crush on the boy who is selling Christmas trees along the way. Mm-hmm. So it's all about like the first kiss that she wants to have with him. But the Christmas details through it as she's running the store and like the different decorations and the celebrations. And then her dad was really big into training people to do the Santa Claus role. So they had Santa school. And it's just so cute. Like, it really made me so happy. It was so festive. It was the perfect Christmas read last year. I really enjoyed it. Who's it by? Linda Urbane. So I went to see, like, does she have other stuff that's Christmassy? I was hoping to find like another one that I could read this year, but not yet. Okay. So hopefully one day.
That's so fun.
But I really enjoyed it. Very happy. Very festive.
All right, so I did over the Christmas holiday as well, and I'm doing the book that I'm reading now that I just mentioned, The Christmas Thief by Mary Higgins Clark and her daughter, Carol Higgins Clark.
How is that?
So it's pretty fun. I was a little skeptical at first because, you know, Christmas books are a little corny. You know, what are we getting into? Is it corny? I mean, it's all right. She's like old-fashioned. She has like these old-fashioned phrases that I'm dying over. The one was like, his goose is cooked because he got caught. I'm like, is she really writing that in this novel? His goose is cooked. It's about a scam artist who goes to jail, but before he goes to jail, he stashes all of his diamonds that he stole into this huge tree on someone's property, like high up.
Nice.
Right? So he goes to jail. 12 years later, he's getting out of jail. The same year that they have chosen this exact tree to be the Rockefeller Christmas tree in New York City. So now he's like racing against the city people to go get this tree, but he's like trying to steal the actual tree.
Oh, that's dumb.
Not just reclaim his
diamonds,
thing.
Man.
Well, you know what? Because it's hard to find, so he has to like take time to like look for it because I imagine it's pretty difficult. So that's what it's about, and it's kind of fun.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, number 8, Frosty the Snowman. A book with a character who is cold or calculating.
Okay, so I chose The Darkling from Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. So Frosty the Snowman's likable, so is the Darkling, but he is cold and calculating. He's not a nice dude. So this is about the Grishaverse. I highly recommend this series. It's like everybody has these really awesome magical things, and like I'm not going to get into that because I'm talking about him. But really, seriously, great series, and you need to read it, man.
I know.
So, okay, so the Darkling, he can summon shadows, and so, like, he can make everything blackness. Like, you can't see where you're going and whatnot. And he's just really evil dude. Like, if you're going to be summoning shadows, you know you're going to be doing bad, shady stuff.
Sure.
Right? So his character through this series evolves into different things that he's got his hand in, and you have different feelings about him throughout the book, you know?
Okay.
But he's a definitely cold, calculating guy. He's got an agenda.
Yeah.
From the very beginning.
Yeah.
But interesting and awesome read. I really recommend the series.
I mean, I love his name, The Darkling.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome fantasy book, guys. If you haven't read it, you need to.
I know.
So what character did you pick?
You're going to love it.
Okay.
Queen Catherine from Three Dark Crowns.
I'm like, her name's Katarine.
That's right.
She is very cold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Queen Catherine is awesome. She has all those dead queens in her. She's possessed by all these spirits, and she is basically like the undead.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Really dark.
It really changes her personality. And you know what? She's got a throne to win, so they kind of helped her out in that respect.
Did we even say the name of the book and the author?
Three Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake.
Yeah. Awesome series.
Yeah, we love that one.
Very cool.
All right, you ready for our optional bonus prompt?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Do you have a fun memory or interesting holiday tradition that you would like to share?
Sure.
Okay, tell us.
So we like to have homemade raviolis at the holidays.
I'm coming over this year.
So my mom typically makes them, and like as kids we would help out a little bit. But it's typically like Christmas, you know, it would be like we'd have many courses for Christmas dinner, and we would start with some raviolis, and they just melt away in your mouth. They're just so perfect. And like I can remember cranking the dough through the thing. You got to get really thin and all that. Yeah. But my all-time favorite ravioli making event happened on Thanksgiving, actually, when we had like a very large cluster of family come together out of state. It never got recreated quite in the same way, but we just like cooked and ate all day long, and the pasta was laid out all over the counter. It was amazing. It was just wonderful ravioli making day. That time I think we made like 3 different fillings. My mom always does a meat filling, but this was my uncle doing it, so he like mixed it up. We had a chicken filling, we had a cheese filling, we had a meat filling, we had everything, which I don't think my mom always agrees with doing the other thing. She's like, the meat's the best.
Traditional, yes.
Right. So it was really fun family tradition around pasta.
We would always have ravioli on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
So nice.
What's your tradition?
Ooh, I just love yours so much. Christmas at Bear Mountain. Have you been to Bear Mountain up north?
Yeah.
Okay, so at Christmas time, it is just so magical. I mean, we're talking like, this says a memory. So this is in the 80s. My godmother lived like further away, so she would always come for Christmas. And it was our tradition to take her to Bear Mountain. And we would go, and it would be freezing, and we would go walk around Bear Mountain. There's ice skating, you get hot chocolate, you see all the lights, you see the star, you see the manger, and it's just such an awesome memory. And I just remember it every year. And I talked to my godmother about it. I'm like, do you remember when we used to go? It was just magical.
Do it again.
As like a little kid.
Yeah.
All the lights. It was so beautiful.
I don't remember all those details. I know I ice skated there, so I must have gone during the Christmas time, but it was a long time ago, so I don't remember all the extra Christmas stuff. That's nice.
So nice.
Very special.
All right, we're tagging some folks.
We are tagging some folks. I'm going to tag Bookish Chaz. Tag.
Okay. I'll tag Mason in the Dark.
And I'm going to tag Chris Reviews.
And Bookstalgic.
Go for it, guys. Have fun with this tag.
If you're enjoying Book Buds, give us a thumbs up.
And share us with your friends.
And subscribe to our channel, Book Buds!
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe.
Well, mine is The Land of Oz.
Well, then mine should be Harry Potter. Whatever.
I mean, I don't talk about it that much.
You don't talk about Oz that much. Okay. You have mentioned that so many times.
Don't make me laugh.
I'm not allowed to do that.
And Goosebumps and Fear Street are by...
How about you?
Wow, this is an issue. So this is about a scam artist. Are we okay now? Are we cleared to go?
I'm okay, yes. You may speak.
Okay.